Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the What's Happening podcast episode number 12.
12 episodes.
I know.
We're...
The big one, too. No?
I was about to say we're a third... This is bad. I was about to say we're a third of the way to a year of doing this.
Except we're not.
Except we're closer to half a year.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot.
Yep, you are.
I was like 36. Nope.
36 weeks is half a year. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. Today rounds out the last of Shelby hosts October. So, I hope you enjoyed this grand month of talking. Today we have fun things on our list, such as basically we watched kind of scary shows that include Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. And on top of that, we'll talk about scary things in general. And we'll let it go from there. So get ready. And Spencer, would you like to do the intro song? Again, it's two weeks and no intro song.
Did I not do one last week?
No.
Okay.
Because I said, do you want to do it? And you just stared at me, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh, no, you did one. You did one, I think.
What's happening? It's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I like that.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Listen,
your...
I have to write intro songs for 2 different podcasts
must
now.
Be really hard.
It actually is.
And you produced one of them, apparently.
I produced 2 of them.
Oh, you produced both.
I actually produced 3.
Oh.
I produced 4 to 5 podcasts.
Oh, yeah? Where are these other
I'm up to 17 podcasts in my resume.
Can I ask what exactly names you as a producer for this podcast?
I would say I'm the one who typically keeps us on the right track.
Meaning?
Like time-wise and everything. Like a producer.
Oh, yeah?
I would say so.
You have a clock in front of you.
Well, we both have a clock in front of us, Shelby.
That's funny, because I'm pretty sure I'm the one who monitors the audio and the camera. And normally I'm the one who's writing the list that we're going to talk about. And I edit.
Offensive.
And I edit.
So you're an editor.
No, I seem to do actually almost everything technical.
So it seems like
and you seem to just come on here and talk.
Kind of seems like a producer.
I don't think normally the producer is the one sitting there.
I don't think a producer is
talking.
normally the one setting up a camera. I think that's the cameraman. And I'm pretty sure the producer is not touching the audio. That would be the audio person. And the producer is definitely not touching the editing. That would be the editor. What the producer is doing, though, is finding a person to do each of those roles and overseeing. I do a pretty good job of that.
You oversee.
And then I keep the podcast on topic. Also, I'm a little offended that you just said that you come up with the list, because I feel like I typically equally contribute. Like, I feel like that's typically a shared effort. So yeah, I'm not
saying I come up with the list. I said I write the list.
Wow.
The truth.
Wow.
It's the truth. So basically I do the job of like 3 people and you just sit.
It's a pretty big role. It's a role that typically needs to be like, it comes with a lot of stress.
Yeah, are you stressed?
I don't really like the attitude you're giving me.
So how's your October been?
I'm not, no. You know what? I'm going on strike right now. This is what you have. This is what happens on What's Happening. Mm-hmm. This is what you get. Mm-hmm. So have fun producing this podcast without a producer.
It's going to be rough. No talk on how your October's been.
It's been good.
Has been spoopy.
It has.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have we not been living the same October? Why are you looking at me like that? I
had to make it sound like we've had different experiences.
We haven't. We've watched a couple of different like scary shows. I'm gonna be totally honest. So we watched a bunch of scary like shows and stuff, and then last night on stream, twitch.tv/thebasementgamer, no big deal. We started playing Until Dawn, which is like a scary game, and I'm honestly like, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little pussy when it comes to being scared, but honestly, like, I don't know. I guess it's because like all 3 of those aren't really like your like really
None
like bad horror.
No.
Like I don't know. I don't know what would be considered. Like, help me out.
Like, I know we talked about it on the stream, but like, I don't think you'd play Outlast.
No,
Like,
not
you wouldn't
Outlast. What about
play that.
What about like The Conjuring? Is that pretty like
The
fucked?
Conjuring, it's more like documentary style.
So is it like interesting or is
I
it
think
fucked?
like the story's really interesting.
But is it
And
fucked?
there's just a few jump scares in it. Other than that, it's not like a horror movie.
What about, so is it like close to like Haunting of Hill House and stuff?
Closer, I'd say.
What about like
It,
yeah.
you could probably categorize as horror.
Really? Like it's really scary?
Yeah, and it's also, especially the new ones, like super like graphic because they have all the updated graphics. I don't know if the original one was classified as horror because it came out like who knows
In the
when.
80s, I think.
Yeah, so that might not be, but probably the new one probably was classified as horror.
Interesting.
Because just even visually it was like a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like we didn't really watch like horror.
Well, anyway, I'm into like that. I'm into this like creepy, like you're on edge, but like
it's like
you're not
thriller,
scared.
intense.
Yeah, I don't really know
almost.
how to explain it because I don't know. I typically like thrillers in the sense of like there's like a lot of suspense and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just hate when there's just like so many jump scares and stuff.
It from it was 1990. The original one is considered horror / thriller. Then what? The other one came out in 2018.
18?
That was probably horror. It's 2017. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
I know,
Wow.
but it didn't come up.
Okay,
so I typed the other
Google.
one.
Oh,
Oh. Why aren't you telling me? It's also horror. So like those are horror versus like we definitely watch just more like maybe it'd be considered thriller. I don't know if they call them scary. Like it's just like intense. You're on edge. I think so.
okay.
But yeah. So we've been into the scary stuff versus like horror.
Yeah. I don't know like what else like is A Quiet Place? Is that more like scary than it is horror? Yeah.
That might
So like stuff
yeah.
like that. Like I'm into it. Like I'm kind of in the mood to like watch more stuff like that.
Oh, we should watch A Quiet
And I
Place.
think like I can handle it. I just can't handle like the overly scary.
They technically have A Quiet Place classified as horror, but it's horror / sci-fi.
I mean, why would that, how does that make it better?
I don't know, but I wouldn't have called that a horror film.
Interesting. What about Cloverfield?
I wonder if like horror, like what crosses the line? Is it like jump scares? Is it like the intensity of visuals?
I don't know,
Is
because
it,
like, I mean, comedies sometimes have a fucking jump scare for no reason.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily a comedy,
You
but like
said
action.
10 Cloverfield?
Not 10 Cloverfield, just Cloverfield.
Oh.
10 Cloverfield's not horror.
No, it definitely shouldn't be if it is.
It's just suspense.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I feel about A Quiet Place. That's considered sci-fi horror, Cloverfield.
Like the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of figured. Interesting. Well, I'm in the mood for like that kind of stuff, and I've been enjoying it. And yeah, I mean, it's not like we've been watching like just like scary thing after scary thing after scary thing or anything like that. But like,
definitely not.
I would say October's been a spoopy October.
Yeah, I had slightly of a goal of watching a few more like classic movies for October.
You want to watch Beetlejuice?
I do.
I'll probably watch that tonight.
I want to watch
See
that
what it's
so
on.
bad. But there are some like I wanted to watch, but I'm like I can literally watch them whenever. I'm not actually upset about it. But I was trying to find kind of what the requirements are for horror, but not finding anything super specific because it's not a rating. It's kind of just a category. So I guess I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, so we can just hop into Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. Haunting of Hill House blew up on social media last year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really wanted to watch it. I'd only had one friend who'd seen it, and like they said it was like so scary and et cetera, and I really wanted to watch it, but I refused to watch it by myself. But there was no one, not a single person who would watch it with me. And then this year with Haunting of Bly Manor, we saw that, well, I guess you saw that, what's his last name? Raoul
Coley
was in it? Coley, okay, sorry.
I think Raoul Coley.
We saw that he was in it. Owen, if you've watched the show, right? Which became like the big obsession of the show. And so Spencer finally was like, well, shit, I really want to watch Haunting of Bly Manor.
Well, I mean, I had heard that Hill House wasn't actually that scary. And, like, I was kind of, like, hearing that, like, watch it during the day, you know, and, like, you're going to be fine. Like, nothing in it is going to, like, traumatize you or anything like that.
I just kept hearing that, like, it's just, like, a crazy ride, like, watching it.
It's certainly crazy. But to say that it's, like, super scary, I think is, like, a gross I don't know. It's not.
Overreaction almost.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But yeah, so I saw that he was in it, and I was like, well, I really want to see Bly Manor. We should watch Hell House then, in that case, even though they aren't technically
connected.
No, or at least we don't think. They use some of the same actors that they used in the first one, but I kind of just feel like that's just like them kind of like in the Haunting universe. They just use the same people to like tell different stories and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I don't need them to be connected in any way, really. But yeah, so we finally watched Hill House, and yeah, I don't know entirely what you think, but I didn't think it was that scary.
I did not think it was scary. It also, though, it didn't help that like it had been so hyped up of being scary, especially like because you heard so much about it last October, and I felt like there was a huge spike of like people being like, oh my god, I was like, I had to like hold the person next to me, it was like so freaky. And like there were freaky parts, but I don't know if it was because for a whole year in my brain I was amping it up that it's a scary show, that then when I saw it I was like, that's it. Like, you know, it could have been that, versus if I had just watched it and not gone in with any expectations, I might have been a little bit more freaked out. Like, I don't know how I would like technically have reacted differently, but I did not think it was that scary. It didn't even have that many jump scares. It's just eerie.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's just eerie. It's just like you're
on edge.
Like that's all I know. We're gonna keep saying that, but like that's
you're
it.
just like waiting for the jump scare.
Yeah.
You're like, it's coming, and then it does like a hard cut and it's daytime, and you're like, fuck, and your like heart rate drops and everything.
So it's really, and Hill House is, if you want to say scary, it's scarier than Bly Manor. They're totally classified. Hill House was classified as, I believe, a horror, and Bly Manor is classified as a drama according to Google.
Which is funny. Yeah.
Which is really funny. So in my opinion, although I would say just watch both, if you have, I don't know, if you want to watch one of them and you're kind of anxious about scary things, I think you could absolutely get away with Bly Manor. Bly Manor is 100% just like kind of freaky. It's more of just a giant mystery than anything else. So I really think most people could get away with Bly Manor if even the slightest like scary things make you nervous, like if you're really nervous about it. But I would kind of recommend watching both. Obviously.
I'd watch both. Yeah.
I liked them.
I thought Hill House was like better for a show that wants to call itself, quote, The Haunting.
I agree.
I feel like that fits better. I mean, Bly Manor is still about like spirits and stuff like that, so technically, yeah, it's a haunting. But
it was very different.
Yeah, Bly Manor was just like, Bly Manor was really well done, and it was super just interesting the entire time. You're totally like in on it, and like you're not really scared at all though.
No.
So in that retrospect, like, and I'm saying this, if you're somebody who gets scared easily, like you won't watching Bly Manor. There are parts that'll make you uneasy in, obviously, but seriously, it's well worth it. And I thought Hill House was worth it too. Hill House was so interesting,
yeah,
because of the whole family aspect and just like how they were all connected and everything. Yeah, I thought it was great. I have a study that I had seen that was recently done that I want to talk about then, and I just wanted to say that before I forget.
Okay. Well, I mean, really the only other thing we were going to lead into after the shows was like our viewpoints on scary stuff. Does it connect to that? Or?
Kind of.
I mean, yeah, if you want to talk about it.
Cool. So a scientific study was done to try and determine what the scariest movie is. I had seen this study on maybe IGN posted it or something like that on like their Snapchat.
Okay.
And I just remember seeing it. So let's see. The study basically just like tracked heart rates of 50 people of different ages who watched over 100 hours of scary movies.
Like they monitored them that whole time?
I guess.
Wow, that's a lot.
So, the ultimate horror movie where people's heart rates were the highest.
I'm guessing it's older.
Define older.
Like it doesn't have all the new age graphics that we have.
You would think that something that's older.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Just keep going.
Guess what year?
I don't know. Like what year the movie came from?
Yeah.
Or what I'm calling older.
Both. I don't know what you're saying. You're saying older. You're like, I just wouldn't expect it to have new age graphics. Are you talking about a movie from the 80s? Because an 80s horror movie is not scary.
It's not scary. I'm trying to think, like, my brain's going for, like, the classics, but they're probably not scary. Like, what is it called? Just, like, Poltergeist? I don't know if that's really considered. That's considered, like, one of the scary movies, but is it actually scary, or is it just, like, because it's a classic? Like, it was one of the first big scary movies, you know? I feel like it was just one of the first big scary movies. But I don't know. I'm trying to think what are like I haven't seen a ton of like the big ones. I've probably seen more just like ones that are popular for like I'm going to say teens. Like I feel like Insidious was really popular with younger people. I probably haven't watched some of the like really big ones, but like I know Blair Witch is huge, like huge for people in the horror movie, but I'm guessing is that even I don't know, is there like a list or is it just
I have a list. It looks like it's the top 35.
What's the scariest one?
Okay, so you're ready.
Yeah, I want to know.
All right. It's from 2012. Why wouldn't it have the scare? Like, why wouldn't it have new age graphics? Shit now is definitely a lot scarier. I can't. Yeah. We're sitting in a movie theater about to watch The Avengers, and there's some fucking new horror movie coming out, and I literally can't watch. I literally have to like head down and act like I don't know. I'm eating popcorn that I don't have or some shit. It's from 2012. Is the movie Sinister?
Oh, I've heard of that. Never heard of it. I have heard
so
of it.
I guess this is your average resting heart rate is 65. For this movie, it's 86.
Okay.
And the highest spike or like the biggest jump scare takes you up to 131.
Oh wow.
So then for like the rest of them, for the rest of the top 10, you had said Insidious, that's second.
Really?
Yeah.
It did have a shit ton of jump scares, like a shit ton.
Third is The Conjuring.
Really?
So I really don't like that you were like, yeah, it's really just interesting. It's not even that scary.
Because I didn't think it was that scary.
But there's probably so many jump scares. You're probably so full of shit,
No,
dude.
it's really not.
The Conjuring 2 just came out like, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And isn't that the one where it's like they're in this like room and in like in the trailer, it's like black and bluish. It's like really dark, but it's like blue tinted. And there's just this like tall fucking thing in the corner. I don't even remember because I couldn't watch it. I was scared. I'm a little baby.
Wait, is Sinister connected to Insidious? Or oh no, it just has the actors.
Has Ethan Hawke.
Has the guy who plays someone in The Conjuring. I don't know, whatever.
Okay. So anyway.
I will stand by. I went out. I even saw The Conjuring in theaters, and I did not think it was that scary. Literally, it was basically just like following the story until the very end got really intense, and then that was it. I was not scared about The Conjuring. So I'm actually...
Why are you lying? Why are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you.
I'm not watching it.
I think you could watch The Conjuring.
I'm not watching The Conjuring.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, wait. But I do understand Insidious being up there. That one's pretty scary. And
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen Insidious and I think Insidious 2, but I haven't gone beyond that.
Here's one
and all the other things.
That sucks. So Conjuring's third. I'm getting a phone call.
From who?
From some rando. Okay.
Oh,
so here's what's
up.
up.
So it stops vibrating.
I did. So fourth is Hereditary.
That one is supposed to be crazy.
Isn't that the one with...
It's with the daughter, and they both just like stare straight at the camera.
Oh, never mind. I didn't want to watch that.
That one looked crazy. I really want to see... It's something of Jane Doe. Is it The Killing of Jane Doe or The Autopsy of Jane Doe? That's like a kind of older one that I really want to see.
Okay. 5 is Paranormal Activity.
I've never watched any of those. Those kind of reach a point I can't really handle.
6 is It Follows. Is that the one where you fuck somebody and then they have the thing following them?
Oh, probably.
7 is The Conjuring 2. 8 is The Babadook.
That is not scary. That movie made me laugh. It is so ridiculous.
9.
That's older too. Or
It's 2014.
It feels like it's older.
I don't think
That
you know
is
what
not a
older
scary
is.
movie.
9 is The Descent. And 10 is The Visit. Then there's this quick break. The biggest jump scares by heart rate. Sinister isn't the top one. Sinister's second in this category. The top one being Insidious.
That makes sense.
Third is The Exorcist 3. Yeah. So, not The Exorcist. Not The Exorcist 2.
That starts to feel like, because when movies keep going, they have to just make it more dramatic. That's
true.
where I feel like Insidious, I felt like started to lose it a little bit.
Fourth is The Conjuring. So I'm not watching it. You're so full of shit. It's not even funny.
It's not scary.
And then 5 is The Descent. Real quick, I'm just going to go through the rest of them. 11 is The Ring. 12 is A Quiet Place. But that's probably just because you're on edge the entire time. You got to remember, this is your resting heart rate while watching it.
Also, wait, what did you say? You said, what was before A Quiet Place? Oh, The Ring? Terrifying. Couldn't sleep the rest of the day.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 28 Days Later, The Exorcist, Hush, It. I'm guessing the newer one, but it doesn't say.
Both are pretty freaky, so.
Scream, The Grudge, The Witch, The Blair Witch Project, Alien, The Thing, Poltergeist, Annabelle, Friday the 13th, The Orphanage, Dark Skies, Wolf Creek, The Omen, The Shining, Get Out, and Audition. The Shining was 33rd on that list, so relax.
Also, like, all the Friday the 13th and Halloween, those are definitely movies that just, like you said, I mean, I know because it's a study of heart rate, it just keeps you on edge, like, the entire movie, because you're just waiting for more shit to happen, you know? Like, I feel like they're not actually, like, you're just nervous the whole time, with obviously, like, some jump scares and, like, creepy shit, but, like, I don't know, like, it's a different level than what I feel like certain movies are at anymore. But especially the older ones. But yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. I feel like when it comes to scary things, I enjoy the idea of them. Well, it's almost like, it's like there's the shock value of it, like, because shit's just crazy, like, and you're just like, anything can happen. And especially with scary, it's either monster related or paranormal related, and then it kind of opens the door for, like, new possibilities that, like, you can kind of just make shit up or whatever. So I think part of it that's just intriguing to me is, like, the figuring things out along the way, or, like, learning a crazy story or something like that. I think that's what, like, draws me to them. I
just don't understand why there has to be, like, I don't understand why it has to be creepy.
I don't know.
I don't get that.
Yeah, because I don't.
Or not even creepy. Like, why does it need to be scary?
I don't know. Yeah, because I don't love, like, being terrified. Like, it's not like I'm a person who, like, looks for that and enjoys it. I'm just like, this will probably be a really good story, or this will probably be really interesting to, like, find out what it is.
Yeah, but like
that tends to be how I view them.
I'd rather just watch, like, a like psycho thriller, you know, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just I can, there are movies that I can be on edge, and just, like, the fact that I know I'm not going to be scared, I'm just, like, more interested. When I think I'm going to be scared, it, like, takes me out of it, honestly, and I'm, like, more worried about that than, like, what's actually happening.
I get what you're saying.
You know, what's happening.
Bob.
So that's my biggest issue with it. And also, I just don't understand why anybody, like anybody who says that they, like, enjoy watching, like, they enjoy being scared, they're a psychopath. And they're trying to live their own actual horror movie in which they are the killer.
Yeah? You think?
For sure. You have to be some level of fucking weird to just like love.
I don't
being
think
scared.
so.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And think about like all the horror enthusiasts you ever see on like just like a random ass TV show or whatever. They're always fucking like weird. They're always like, yeah, I fucking love it.
I
It's
mean,
like,
in a TV show.
No, not like fake. Like somebody being interviewed about it, and they're like, yeah, I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan.
I mean, and I don't know if this
I
is
went
drawing...
to The Shining and I stayed there for 12 days.
I think there's just connection to, again, finding interest in like the weirdness and the...
Yeah, that's fine. It's just fucking crazy.
I think it's stuff like that. Like, it's like, and this might be a weird connection to draw, but it's like people who are like obsessed with like serial killers, like really like popular serial killers, and like people do tours based on like where serial killers went, which is like crazy. And it's like people are obsessed with like either things that don't make sense or are very weird or you know, like stuff like that. It's just like it makes you be like, wait, why? Or like kind of curious, and then it's whether you like take that leap to like really get into it and try and either make sense of it or like whatever you're trying to do. But I don't know. See, you said like you'd rather watch like a psycho thriller. I hate blood. So like
it's not like that. Like I'm talking like Zodiac, where it's like
that's true.
It's
almost more crime related.
Yeah, like not psycho,
I was
but
gonna
like
say, because I'd rather watch
serial,
scary.
like a serial killer, basically. Like where it's like they're trying to figure out, or like Seven, or like not necessarily that I like want to watch all the killings and stuff. Like I like watching the like trying to catch the person, and like in that there's sometimes moments where it's like you're like on edge because you're like, oh my god, what is about to happen? I mean,
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think it's all just very interesting. I feel like just in general, like for me at least, like Halloween's just like fun because it just, you know, obviously this is like a step away from like the scary movies, but it's just fun because it's like the time of year where just like people are encouraged to be weird, basically. It's just like, screw it, it's Halloween time.
Do you think it's kind of dumb? Do you think people should just be weird all the time if they want to be weird?
And I think a lot of people are, but I think it like
why do we have to wait till a specific day? Stupid.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that's why I enjoy the time of year.
This is the kind of crap
because
that causes little boys to think that they're not allowed to cry, and
because Halloween's only one day.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like so dumb. Like, you can only show love and affection on Valentine's Day. Dumb. You can only give or receive presents on Christmas and your birthday. Stupid. Why? It's literally so dumb that we like literally have to like gatekeep doing various things for like a very specific time of year. I mean, I get to the point of like with Halloween, like dressing up and like I don't know, like you know what I mean. But like the whole like idea of like people who probably are like, okay, I could like this month now I can embrace my weird. It's like, no, you should be able to you can embrace your weird all the time,
right?
You know.
No, I agree. I just, you know, it's obviously widely like accepted is even a strong word, but it's just like everyone's just a little like, ooh, time to get a little creepy, time to get a little weird.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. But which actually, talking of creepy things,
nice segue.
Did a wee little trip.
Oh, a wee little trip. Yeah, up to Cape Cod. Super scary.
Up to Cape Cod.
Cape Cod is below us.
It is below us.
That's my bad.
But we did, I guess I did a little trip to Salem.
Up
River. Up to Salem. And then, yeah.
I say up to everywhere.
I know.
I literally make fun of Hannah for it all the time.
I know.
She's
like, when are you going to come up
like,
to us?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, dude, we're hundreds of miles north of you.
That's hella south. Yeah.
But, no, I do the same thing. But anyway, so yeah, a little trip to Salem and a little trip to Cape Cod.
We don't have to talk about Cape Cod doesn't relate to scary.
No, but I mean, we just like in general, we did a tiny bit of like local traveling. Both seemed like places that wouldn't be very heavily populated. Salem, not that I really think probably anyone listening to this is going to Salem this year, but if you are, it is heavily encouraged to go middle of the week or during the week because they're like being very obviously good about controlling crowds and whatnot. So like we went on like a Monday, I guess, and it was pretty quiet. Like it was very like calm, which is good. Obviously, you don't want like a lot of people or anything.
Was it like really like decorated?
Less than I had expected. So I can't tell if that's COVID related or like if some people were like it's not really worth it, or by decorating. There are kind of weird things like, so when you go to Salem, they're like dress up, have fun, like be in costume, which there were people in costume, but way less than I had kind of anticipated. Whether that's because we went during the middle of the week, it's not quite Halloween yet, COVID, because there were kind of some things on their website that were like, we want you to have fun, but like we need you to do it safely. So they're like, please don't gather around areas taking pictures, please don't like do what you need to do and move on. So who knows if they were more chill this year to not encourage like people gathering in areas to take photos, or like where they did have kind of photo set up places, they'd be like in the park, like very spaced out, and like they definitely were taking like a ton of precautions and like trying to like encourage people to come on like weird days so that you're not like adding to the numbers, especially like on the weekends. Or they're like, hey, we know it's weird, but maybe do your Halloween festivities at the beginning of the month so that you're not like, because it's just gonna get a little more full each week but leading up to Halloween.
Right.
Also, if you do go there, basically anything you want to do, if it's like touring something, you will absolutely need to make advanced reservations, because that's how they're handling everything, so that they know how many people are going to be in and out of the area. So, and I know a lot of areas are doing that, obviously just because of Halloween time. Salem's like extra on top of it. But no, it was super interesting. It was definitely just a very cute town. It's like one of the oldest towns like in the country. Very cute town to walk around, a bunch of older buildings or recreated old buildings essentially.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's something that they're like really proud of and like probably don't really like touch too much.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of like.
I think there's only like 1 or 2 buildings left from the Salem witch trials era, because that was like so long ago. But like they definitely still have a bunch of like old style homes. Like
right.
It's a very like older area. But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. Basically, they very much hone in on the witch hunt hysteria and how it really was a like kind of a fear-mongering thing, and very like they use it as a teaching moment to kind of be like, look at how fear-mongering is created. Can you think of anything today that's doing that? And it's very like they're definitely trying to like, while educating you and making sure you have a good time, they're like, look at the possibilities. Like this town literally went crazy, as did lots of regions of the world go crazy over this. But like here's a prime example of like a town just was like, we need to do something, and just ended up killing innocent people because they were scared. So crazy how that shit happens, and it still happens today. So it was very interesting. I almost obviously like, you know, good being safe and everything. I was almost even like fine going this year because it was so quiet and calm, whereas normally I know there's like crowds everywhere. So like I was perfectly happy with the level of kind of people there, because it was nice to be able to walk around and not feel like you're getting in people's way, and you can take your time doing things. But there were some things closed, but it is what it is, obviously. Can't be too upset about it. But yeah, we also went to Cape Cod. We kept chilling along the coast. Kept just like finding areas on the coast, chilling on beaches, except it rained the whole time we were in Cape Cod. But it was cute. It was nice. I'd like, you know, I was gonna say I'd go like there, but which not that I wouldn't, but I don't know. I'd probably just like, it's just more beaches essentially. Small towns though.
Yeah. It was like a cute little area. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely it feels like a tourist trap kind of place, you know, where it's like, gotcha.
Absolutely.
So
we were technically out of season in us going there.
Right.
So between COVID and being out of season, it was
a ghost town.
Pretty empty, which again, I'm perfectly fine with like, yeah, I am trying to picture going in and out of that during in season. It would not be fun, I feel like, just because, I mean, it's like how like, I'm trying to think of an equivalent. It's like going to like Wildwood, New Jersey, when you're going to an area that's so secluded. I mean, like land wise, there's only like one way in and out, and everyone's trying to do it. So it's like, I just don't. It's, I don't know. It almost feels like, just because for me, like traveling is like annoying and like sometimes anxiety inducing. It's like a thought that I'm like, is it really worth going to?
Right.
Which I'm sure some people don't worry about that, but kind of how I felt about it. But yeah, so that was really all we did. I feel like we did a lot, yet here I am and I'm just like, we've done nothing.
I mean, it was just going around to like the places and stuff.
That's true.
It was kind of a long weekend.
It was a long weekend.
I think we're both pretty tired.
Very.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I really didn't have anything else to talk about.
That's it?
Well, I just thought, like, you know, if we wanted to, crazy how time's been flying. Literally can't believe it's already the end of October. And we only have 2 months left of this year.
So, like, how do you think the rest of the year is going to go?
Yeah.
Producer.
I wrote the list. But
and
anyway.
I read it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, it like didn't hit me until this past week how far we are into the year.
The rest of this year, I really just want to do nothing.
Honestly, same. And I don't think that's what's going to happen.
What do you mean? It sounds so stupid because, like,
what
we've
have
kind
you
of
been doing?
done nothing. But, like, dude, I don't know. Like, just, I feel like my anxiety and, like, stress has just been so high between, like, work and then just obviously, like, having to like deal with like the pandemic and stuff and like keeping up with that kind of stuff, making sure
it's a lot,
being safe and like making smart decisions and everything like that. It's just like I'm just tired all the time. And I just like, I don't know, obviously I know we have like we're in a better situation than some people, obviously. I don't think that's really like any necessarily reason why we can't still bitch about like the situation.
Yeah.
But you know, like I hate to make it sound like things are like terrible for us, but like
it's just been
I'm
like
so beat.
Yeah, it's just been like stressful and constantly exhausting. Like it's just been very draining.
I think a lot of people feel that way because of this. It's bad. I think like, you know, I think we already have a pretty serious mental health issue in this country and how we deal with it. And you know, like people don't know how to deal with it, and so something like this is going to cause it in more people, or it's going to like cause it to be uglier for people who already have some issues that they may not realize that they're having.
Yeah.
You know, I think about like somebody who, you know, has like depression and they probably sometimes just attribute it to seasonal depression or something. And they're like, everybody gets seasonal depression. And that's true. I mean, typically like as the weather changes, people fall in and out of like different moods. It's totally natural. And sometimes I think people just kind of like write it off as it's just that, when like, you know, sometimes there's definitely something deeper.
Yeah.
And you know, I think like I said, this is going to cause this has caused a lot of stress in people who probably normally don't really feel stress. You know, but everybody's lives were just like uprooted by this. So and like turned around. So yeah, we've been doing nothing all year, it feels like, because of having to be like quarantined and stuff. But like honestly, there's nothing more that I want to do than like continue to do nothing then, if that's the case.
Especially with it like knowing it's going into winter, I'm ready to just like hibernate the rest of this year away. Like,
yeah, that's like that's the thing that I was gonna say is like at this point we would be doing kind of nothing, and I think that's why I'm hitting that point. It's because like we're in that time of year.
You
like,
would already naturally be doing that.
I've kind of come down from my like I wanted to do stuff. I got over that pretty quick because like I knew things weren't going to change. Right. So it was kind of like rip the Band-Aid and know that like we're not going to be going to beaches. We're not going to be going like in the ocean and like doing the stuff that we typically like to do. You know, and it's just like is what it is. It sucks, but so that's how I foresee the rest of this year being in here and
yeah, basically.
doing as little as possible. And that's the other thing. Like, I just like don't want to do anything. I don't know how much we like talked about it or not, so I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but obviously like there's so many reasons to like be taking this whole thing seriously.
Yeah.
And some people aren't, obviously. And the most basic one is just like basic human decency and like wanting to like make sure that we can come out of this
as best as possible at this point.
I mean, people want to complain about the economy and stuff, but it's like if we would have taken it seriously and like not rushed, who knows where we'd be at right now. I'm not saying it would be better,
right?
I have no idea.
It's a lot of what ifs and like,
but I mean, like, I can't imagine what we were doing was the best option. So
yeah,
and I think we've just prolonged it and we've just fucked it up even more. And like I kind of said that from the beginning. I was like, this is what's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna open up too early.
Yeah.
We did. But like for me personally, I know that like I've been like hella unwilling to like do stuff because like I personally, for my own selfish reasons, do not want to get COVID because like last year with like having the hole in my lung and like that sucked, and like I just can like connect the dots.
You're like, I don't want to be
into
back
how
in the
this is going to
or...
like also cause me issues with breathing and stuff like that. And like yeah, I don't want to go through that. And so like I've been overly cautious and like so unwilling to do things because of it, which like sucks, but also like if it means that I don't get it, then I'm not going to be upset.
Don't get it or prevent others from getting it.
That's the unselfish reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, like also the other thing is like I feel like for the most part, like throughout my life, I've had like a relatively weak immune system. I feel like I've caught colds and stuff like that. I remember like in elementary school, I used to have colds that would last like, there's obviously like cold season, but like I would have a cold the entire time. Not like, you get one, like then it goes away, then you get another one maybe towards the end of it, and then it goes away and you're fine. No, like I would have a cold for like months and I wouldn't be able to shake it. And like, I've had all kinds of different like stomach bugs and stuff like that. Feels like it was just like a reoccurring thing. So like instantly when I knew this was a thing, I was like, I do not want to get this because it's gonna kill me. Yeah. Not necessarily
it's just gonna be
literally
horrible to deal with.
But like I would like to think that because I'm young and I think I'm fairly healthy, I'd be okay. But doesn't mean I'm immune, obviously.
Right.
And we've seen people get fucking wrecked by it who were in good shape. So that's what I think would happen to me. And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want to put up with that.
Yeah.
I can't even handle having the flu for, half a week or whatever, let alone have this for how long. And then
who knows what the leftover symptoms or effects are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And it's going to be, I hate to say interesting, but it's going to definitely be a time to keep an eye on things with holidays, with cold season that still exists.
Flu season, make sure you get your flu shots.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's just as much as we already feel, it definitely was a trend almost of like being super serious in the beginning, most people. And then, we all hit a point where it was like, we need to be super serious about this. And then obviously like you were able to keep up that momentum because it was this nationwide, we're doing it together. We're gonna do it. Lasted, I feel like 2 weeks, probably longer, but it felt like 2 weeks. And then people were already like, I'm sick of my house with a giant backyard. I'm tired of it. Let me go out and do things. I can't stand all this property I have space in.
I feel like the people who have like been able to uphold this the best are like the people who are stuck in a fucking studio apartment.
Absolutely.
And they're like, I haven't left in 3 weeks.
No doubt. I have no doubt in my mind. Absolutely. But yeah, so, people got bored of their multi-room living situations, but whatever.
Their suburban mansion.
Yeah, and wanted to go do something. And then we've had this rocky up and down all summer, most of summer, of people being like, it's my summer, I'm going to do what I want, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, and it's hard for the people who have still been basically quarantining, self-isolating for, it's like, I think it said someone, it's been like 7 months at this point, and it's like, you're not done. Like it has a very high chance of getting worse because cold flu season, we're all gonna be like cooped up, obviously, like, so who knows what everyone's situations are, and it's like people are gonna be getting cabin fever on top of like already being like anxious about all of this, and holidays, and it's just like, now is going to be the time of year to like, you feel like you've been having to keep an eye on, like, you're not done, like, as much as I hate to say that, like, you're not done having to keep an eye on all of this.
I can't wait for like a couple of years from now when hopefully things are like more back to like a normal of some sort, and we're talking about like that year, literally a year we had to spend in quarantine. And you're going to be talking to somebody about it, and they're going to go, yeah, but, like, you weren't, like, just, like, in quarantine.
No, like, yeah, but I like, still went and did things.
Like, you still did stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, like, yeah, we had to be more cautious. It's like, no, I was in quarantine. Like, I did not, like, do anything unless I absolutely had to.
Right.
I didn't need to go to a concert. I didn't need to go to the beach. I didn't need to do all this other stuff because in the grand scheme, it's really not that important if, like, greater health concerns are there.
Right.
That's just like, I can't wait to have that conversation with somebody and get immediately mad because it's like when, you know, school project and, you know, you do all the work and you still get a bad grade because fuckface who didn't do anything.
Right.
And it brings you down. It brings down the team as a whole. Or like when somebody cheats on a test, you're sitting there going, you know, I think this is what a lot of people have started to kind of think, like, well, they're not doing it, so why should I have to? Yep. And, like, we can't take that fucking approach.
Yep.
Like, we can't think like that.
And I think now we're going to be in the biggest lull of, like...
I don't understand how anybody thinks like that. How do you go, well, they're not taking the necessary safety precautions, so I'm not going to. Bitch, that means you can get it then. Mm-hmm. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
How people, like, they just forget about it. They're just like, well, that person's outside, and I want to be outside. It's like, are you fucking daft? Like, yes, clearly. It's insane. Australia just had some sort of sporting event. It was Australia or New Zealand. I think it was New Zealand, because they have no cases. Obviously, New Zealand's smaller than America. Mm-hmm. I get that.
They also, like, completely closed off their borders to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they fucking have 0 cases. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody has it. Mm-hmm. No one. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have it, and then somebody got it somehow, something. So they shut everything down again.
Yeah.
And then nobody had it again. Mm-hmm. And there was a packed stadium. I don't care about football. I don't care about the owners and stuff. But, like, blame our dumb fucking country. Because that's why your stadium's empty.
Yeah.
Fucking rich assholes.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. It's, I'm horribly scared and excited for just kind of these next few months to happen, because it's gonna, I'll just say it, come November, it's gonna decide how kind of the next few years of our lives feel.
Dude, like, I can't wait for November to just fucking blow up with COVID cases, and like, we're just gonna be right back into it. Like,
we barely left it.
There's no way. Like, I think come March we're still gonna be in quarantine.
I wouldn't be shocked. I think basically until there is a well-known vaccine, we won't be in any kind of situation that's even remotely normal. But that also might be just me being completely exhausted from all of this at this point, or who knows what. But I am ready. I am terrified, but also ready for this to just, like, be over. And I'm not even, like, I'm just, like, I need, like, something to feel like a step in the right direction. Like, it just feels, like, exhausting at this point and, like, almost hopeless, even though I know it's not. But it's like, day to day, you're just like, what the hell at this point? So I feel like we're growing senile very quickly just from all the situations. But, you know, just everyone obviously be safe, make good choices, all the things. I guess just to wrap this up so we don't scream more about things.
Sorry.
No,
I went off.
Completely agree with everything you're saying. It's just like, how else can you feel like at this point? But one
last thing that I was going to say is, because it's the end of October, and I don't know, I guess I'm trying to think the math on our episodes. We won't have one. Vote.
That's what I was
the
just gonna
election's
say.
coming up,
That's what I
so
was
like
gonna
just
say.
make sure you, if you can, if you feel safe, all those things, obviously.
Get those ballots in.
Yeah,
Your
just make sure
city
you vote.
or your local area should supply, if you do or mail in, they should supply you with where real mail in locations are. Like double
Real
check all of
ones.
that.
Make
Yeah.
sure they're real,
Double
not
check.
fake ones.
Double check all of that.
Make sure they're real.
There should always be resources to contact your local office if you have questions, or if you want to hand it to them directly, or anything like that. Your area, municipality, city, whatever, should always have those kinds of resources on hand. And yeah, also just a quick Google search should basically give you anything that you're looking for. And yeah, make sure you go vote, because it's uber important. Not that it isn't always, but I think we all know this year has a little bit more riding on it than normal. So, yep. I'm just like sad. I'm now just really sad, but it's okay. We're gonna get through this together, and we'll see what 2021 looks like. Hopefully a little bit better than 2020. But I think if there's one way you can look at this, it's like, even though it has been like emotionally exhausting, and just like it feels like bad news after bad news, and like stupid decision after stupid decision, like it has been a huge year of almost like acknowledging our long history of problems in many different areas, and it's like has been an opportunity for people to somewhat face the reality. As shitty as it has been, I think it was a year that was bound to happen eventually.
I mean, I think we're just going to keep having years like this going forward.
Oh, I mean, probably. It's not like you're just going to have one year and everyone snaps into it and it's like, oh, yeah.
Everything's fixed.
It's going to take a while. But, like,
it's gonna take too long.
This year was bound to happen eventually. In the, like, we were going down a road that, like, it was going to end in something.
Yeah.
So
I don't think this year was bound to happen.
I feel like in ways it was. I think it all just collided, kind of. I'm not saying the pandemic. I'm saying a lot of social.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I think we just have a long time coming of finally, like...
This year has fucking sucked.
Oh, absolutely. It's been terrible.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything else.
All right. Well, we're going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for listening. Sorry we were pretty, like, depressing. I hope everyone's... If, you know what? At the very least, maybe go watch a nice Halloween movie. Enjoy something fall related. Go get yourself an apple cider donut or a pie or something that makes
apple cider,
or make something that makes you feel good and comfortable and cozy.
Fuck yeah.
Now is the time to take care of yourself for sure. And like I said, be smart, and please, if you can, rate us, or Spotify, it's like follow or something, whatever, like
follow,
that
rate,
platform
subscribe,
system is that shows you're supporting this would
turn
be
on notifications if that's a thing.
Greatly appreciated. Also, just sharing it with a friend would be greatly appreciated.
Leaving any reviews, we'd love
it. So thank you guys so much,
and we love you.
We love you. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.